Welcome in to Let's Be Honest. And if you are watching the video on YouTube, which by the way, I've had a lot of people DM me. Every episode is always on YouTube. It's just delayed slightly with getting up on YouTube. So you can definitely watch them. But I was going to say, if you're watching the video, then welcome to my new house. I am currently sitting in my half-empty kitchen. And actually, there's just boxes stacked everywhere. So just moved into my new house a couple days ago. I told you guys I will have a podcast studio. It's just not done yet. I'm waiting on the furniture. And so in the meantime, until that happens, so probably for a couple weeks, I'm going to be doing the episodes from my kitchen or just wherever. My kitchen, I'm finding, has the best light, though. It's very open. It's very airy, which is what I like so much about it. There's just a ton of natural light. But I'm so excited that I'm in my new house. And what I did was I moved in on a Friday. I powered through the whole weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all I did was unpack, and I'm completely unpacked. I'm so happy about that. The kitchen was the biggest part of it. The kitchen is such a nightmare, unpacking every dish and every cup and every little thing. So that was the first thing that I did. Friday night when we got in, and my kids were all so excited. They're all doing their own rooms, which is great. It's so much easier moving when your kids are a little bit older. I hated moving with babies because they can't do anything and just staying on their schedules and just like all the things. I hated moving with little kids. But now that my kids are older, they're in there doing their own rooms, which is great. So I tackled the kitchen Friday night, and I literally looked at my phone at 9 o'clock and I was like, holy shit, it's already 9 o'clock. I was like, all right, I'm going to bed. But I just powered through. I live for this stuff. I love organizing. So this has been fun. I love, putting everything where it's going to go. But you guys are going to die because if you listened 2 weeks ago, I had a story about my carbon monoxide detectors going off at my old house and how 4 different rescue squad cars came. It was a whole thing. So you guys, I told you I don't have carbon monoxide detectors in my new house yet. I am getting them. It's literally written on a piece of paper, like right over here. It's on my to-do list today. But you're going to die. Okay, so Saturday night, so the second night that we're in this house, obviously I wasn't cooking yet, right? We were just doing like Uber Eats and whatnot the first couple meals. So I hadn't even turned on the oven yet. Okay, so Jackson, Saturday I went to the grocery store and I got one of those rotisserie chickens. And that night we ate it for lunch and whatever. And then that night Jackson was like, hey, can you warm up some of that chicken for me? So, okay, yeah. I turned the oven to 350 and I put the chicken in the oven. And you guys, I was like, okay, the oven was making a lot of noise, but this is my first time using the oven. I don't know what's going on. I open it up and there are flames, like crazy flames on the side of it. Like it looks like a massive fire is going on. And it's so hot that it made my eyes water and kind of made me jump back a little bit. And I was like, this just can't be right. I turn it down to 300. I don't know why I thought that would do anything, but all of a sudden, the entire kitchen smelled like gas. And I'm going, this can't be right. It also heated up so fast. Like, I'm not kidding, 3 minutes. So I was like, this isn't right. I turn off the oven, and I'm like, okay. I open up the door. The gas smell is not going away. I call my mom. Thank God for moms, because I feel like anytime there's like a house situation, I always call my mom. So I call my mom and I'm like, Mom, is it normal for the oven to smell like gas, like a really bad though? And she's like, if it's the first time the oven's being used, maybe, but I'm like, but the whole kitchen smells like gas. Now, my whole house kind of smelled like gas, and so I'm kind of freaking out, okay? I get my boys. Sailor was at a friend's house. She had a sleepover birthday party that night. So I grab my boys, and I'm like, we can't be in this house. Like, that's how bad it was. So we go into the guest house, and I call the Lee company, which, they deal with basically everything in your house. And they're like, it's Saturday night at 9:15 or whatever. They were like, we can put you on the emergency list, but it's going to be a while. I'm like, fine, whatever. Just put me on the emergency list. Then they call me back and they're like, so we can't get a technician out there until tomorrow morning. All of our technicians are backed up until 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm like, fuck. They're like, you can call your propane guy and see if they'll come out and just turn off your gas in case you have a gas leak. I'm like, oh my God. So I thank God, because they're closed. It's Saturday night at 9, whatever. I had my propane guy's number saved in my phone. Thank God. So I just texted him and I said, hey, here's what's going on. He walked me through how to turn the gas off in my house. And as soon as we turned the gas off, the house started to, it didn't smell that bad anymore. Obviously there was a little bit of a lingering smell, but it wasn't as bad. So then I felt safe enough to sleep in the house, because for a period there, I was like, well, we can't sleep in the house. I was like, I don't even know what to do. And I have a guest house, but it's a 2-bedroom guest house. One is going to be the podcast studio and one is going to be an actual guest bedroom. I don't have a mattress in the guest bedroom yet. It's being delivered tomorrow. And so I'm like, are the boys and I going to sleep on the couch in here? Like it's just like, what are we going to do? So anyways, we were able to sleep in the house, thank God. And so finally my gas guy came out the next morning at like 9:30. Thank God he was able to get out here pretty quickly. And what happened was the previous owner built the house and no one ever lived here full time. So I know they had never actually used the oven because they did not convert the oven over to propane. It's very different apparently. So yes, in fact, there was just propane gas coming into my house. And I was like, what is going on with me and this fucking gas with my house? So I still actually can't use my oven. We're waiting on a part to convert it over. But my God, I'm like, I don't know what the deal is with me and the gas. So I am calling today to get the carbon monoxide detectors in my house. I know they would have been losing their minds on Saturday night had I actually had them. So maybe it's kind of good that I didn't have them, but it's kind of scary. This stuff is actually kind of scary. And I was so frustrated and just so like, why is this happening Saturday night? My mom made a good point. She was like, you don't know why you need to learn this stuff, like what this is teaching you. Like maybe, in 5-10 years, whatever, you're going to know immediately what to do. Or maybe like when my kids get into a house, like, all of these things are learning lessons. Like I don't know about stoves and gas and all of this stuff. I've had to learn a lot, obviously owning my own house. My previous house was the first house that I've owned on my own, like a substantial house. I had a really cute little house in LA in my early 20s, but that was, the upkeep, I guess, on that, or like there just weren't as many things that went into it. And so anyways, this is in the last, 4.5 years, the first time I've really had to like learn a lot about owning a house. And there's a lot that goes into it, but thank God for my mom, and thank God for my gas guy. So that was my house drama. I feel like there's always a little house drama when you first move into a place. And then because our water heater's on the gas, then the water heater got shut off. So then we had to have someone else come back out to turn on the water heater. It's, it's all the things with moving into a new house. It's all good. All right, I want to talk to you guys about Skims. I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. I really did not want to love Skims, but guys, I'm obsessed all around with all of their products. But today, I want to talk to you guys about their underwire bras. I think we can all universally agree that traditionally, underwire bras are very uncomfortable. But guys, I think the problem's been solved. The Skims underwire bra is so comfortable and it just gives you that perfect shape. I feel really confident when I'm wearing it. The Fits Everybody plunge bra is my absolute favorite. The cup of this bra has a really unique shape that makes it perfect for different necklines. Some bras would peek out though, but this one doesn't. It is so good, you guys. And girls always ask me what bra I'm wearing when I wear a white t-shirt or a tank top. So here you go. Okay, guys. So shop Skims bras at skims.com. They're now available in 62 sizes, 30A to 46H. If you haven't yet, be sure to let them know that I sent you. So after you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select my show, Let's Be Honest, in the drop-down menu that follows. For those of us who thrive on getting stuff done, which is me, including workouts, every minute counts. And that's why you need Tonal, the smart strength training system that takes the guesswork out of working out so you can make sure you're making the most of every rep. When life gets busy, fitting in a workout can be stressful, but with Tonal, you can get efficient workouts personalized just for you, and they're available with the amount of time that you have. Even the most dedicated gym goers struggle with consistency. The commute, waiting for weights, other people's sweat, it makes skipping a workout very tempting. But with Tonal, you can choose from thousands of workouts and train in a way you actually enjoy at home. Tonal is the world's smartest and most effective strength training system that helps get you stronger. Powered by AI, Tonal learns with every rep so it can deliver workouts personalized just for you. Tonal learns from your movements and provides suggested weight recommendations for every move with detailed progress reports. They even create personalized program and workout suggestions or recommendations based on your individual goals. It's like having a personal trainer at home with you, as Tonal will optimize every workout just for you. Unlike traditional gym equipment, Tonal uses adaptive digital weight to advance your training techniques. From professional athletes to the mom of three like me, Tonal is trusted by thousands who have become their strongest. And right now, guys, Tonal is offering my listeners $200 off your Tonal purchase with promo code HONEST. That's tonal.com and use promo code HONEST for $200 off your purchase. There is something else that I want to tell you guys, and it's kind of a hard conversation for me, but Mark and I broke up, and I'm just going to come out and say it. And it's hard because I broke up with Mark because I just know long term it's not right. And it's not because of love lost or something bad happened. No one cheated, no one was mean, like no one did anything. And those breakups are always the hardest, I think, because it's almost easier if the guy, does something that makes you hate him, and then it's like, fuck that guy, I want him out of my life forever. Like Mark didn't do anything. Mark has been nothing but so sweet and so supportive, and he's always been there. I mean, he's been the best boyfriend I've ever had. I just know long term, he needs to experience life. He's young. I mean, he is. And I started to feel the age a little bit just with life experience. And, I look back when I was 24 and how much life has happened for me in between then. And I mean, those are crucial years. Those are formative years. This is when you find yourself, and he needs to be able to do that, and I know a lot of people will be like, well, no shit. And yeah, no shit. I get it. I've always been well aware that he is 24 and he does need to experience life. I've always been aware of that. It wasn't like I was like ignoring the fact that he was younger and like really just got out of college. Like I know I'm very aware of the situation. But this isn't a bad thing. I really look at our relationship as such a beautiful relationship, probably the best relationship of my life, quite honestly. It was very healthy and very mature, and it was nothing but sweet and loving. And Mark is a really good guy. I mean, he really is such a good guy, and that's what makes it hard. But he will make someone so happy one day. So happy one day, and he will have a beautiful family of his own, which he should do. He should go and he should have multiple kids. He should. And I know that one day he will look back and he will understand it. And I actually think one day he will thank me. And that's just, the hindsight that you don't have at age 24. At age 24, it's so hard to think about the future. It's almost like the future's like not even Like, you just like don't get it, right? Like, everything is so right now when you're 24. And, you know, you have a little bit more life experience to realize this is not the end of the world. You know, he's going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. And I also think it's really important to note that I don't regret anything. Like, I don't regret going public with him. I don't regret introducing him to my kids. I don't regret anything. I really don't. It was such a good, happy relationship. And I think with every relationship, you learn and you grow from. And I will forever look back at Mark and I with such fond memories and just pure happiness. That's what it was. So this is not a bad thing. And I am optimistic that we will remain friends. I think, you know, we're trying to be friends right now. I think ultimately, my experience anyway, is that in order to be friends with someone after you split, I really think there needs to be some time in between breaking up and then coming back together as friends. I think everyone needs to kind of reflect and heal, and because I think it's hard to be friends when there's still emotion involved, or even on one side, if someone still has feelings for the other person. I think really both people have to kind of work through it and move on in order for there to be a friendship where no one wants more, where one person doesn't want more from the other person. But I tell you what, I like being friends with my exes, and Mark really is someone that I would really love to have in my life in some capacity. You know, because I do care a lot about him, and you know, he really is such a good guy, and you know, my kids like him, and I'm excited to see what happens for him, you know, like what he does in life. I think, you know, he's got the whole world ahead of him, and that's a really great thing. And, you know, I'm excited to see what he ends up doing with his life. You know, I think about my life too, and my life is really full and it's really busy, and my life is kids and work and a little bit of friends, but not a lot, you know, and because, you know, of course, it's like a couple of people who have been like, well, are you going to start dating? I'm like, oh God. I mean, that's so not even on my radar right now. I have no interest in getting back into the dating world right now. I don't know like how much time I have for dating. You know, I mean, before when I was dating last fall, you know, I was still doing split custody with my ex, and I had every other week off from my kids, and that's changed. And so I'm really happy and really content having my life right now being about my kids and work and just and my I want to say my happiness, but happiness for me is peace, and peace for me is like making this home exactly how I want it. And I'm a homebody. I mean, I really am. And so me being home and cooking and just, you know, having friends over, like that's the one thing I would like to do, is like have a dinner party. Like those things make me happy. And beyond that, I don't really have a lot of time for anything else. Like I really in the last few weeks have like, I want to like kick up my health journey a lot. Like I haven't been drinking. I have zero interest in drinking right now. I just want to really take care of myself. I'm like really feeling this energy of just wanting to feel really good and making myself a priority. And so I don't really know where men fall on that list. I guess they sort of don't. And in a few months, I'm sure that'll change. But right now, that's kind of all I want to do. And I'm okay because I know that everything is a season. Like this isn't my life forever. I'm not forever going to have such limited time that I can't date. I just think with where I'm at in my life and my kids' ages and everything, like this is what I'm doing right now. And I'm really happy doing that. And that was one of the good things about Mark was like, he just sort of fit into our lives. Like I didn't actually have to bend in a lot of ways, which potentially is selfish. I mean, as I say it out loud, is that selfish? Yeah, I guess it sort of is. But it also just sort of worked. But you know, I don't think I would be able to date someone right now who also had kids, who was also working a lot and who traveled potentially. Like, I just don't know that that would work right now. Here's another brand that you guys know I'm obsessed with, and it's Bon Charge. Bon Charge is a holistic wellness brand with a huge range of evidence-based products to optimize your life in every way. Founded on science and inspired by nature, all Bon Charge products adopt ancestral ways of living in our modern day world. Their extensive range of premium wellness products help you sleep better, perform better, have more energy, recover faster, balance hormones, reduce inflammation. I mean, they truly do it all. From blue light glasses and infrared saunas to red light therapy to EMF management and circadian friendly lighting, Bon Charge products help you naturally address the issues of our modern day way of life effortlessly and with maximum impact. My personal favorite product from Bon Charge is their red light face mask. Red light is great for a million different things, but specifically wrinkles, acne, scars, the list is endless. And I love this red light face mask because it is so easy to use. You guys, you can put it on and do the dishes. You could make dinner. You could just sit there and watch TV. You could do your nails. I mean, literally anything around the house, you can just throw this on. It's lightweight. It doesn't get crazy hot. And I've tried all the other brands on the market and none of them compare to Bon Charge. And I don't know, guys, I will say, since I've been using this red light face mask, people have been commenting on my skin. They're saying it's glowing. I do feel like some of my lines are maybe a bit softer. So, hey, I'm here for it. So definitely check them out. Go to boncharge.com and use coupon code HONEST to save 15%. That's BONCHARGE.com and use coupon code HONEST to save 15%. All right, doggy lovers and owners, let's talk about the Farmer's Dog. The Farmer's Dog makes real fresh dog food and delivers it right to your door. Recipes are developed by vet nutritionists, made from real meat and veggies, and portioned just for your dog, making it easy to say goodbye to burnt brown balls and feed your dog real food with real benefits. Traditional dry and wet dog food options are highly processed. They can use much lower quality ingredients than they claim to, and they're extremely difficult to portion accurately. I've been feeding all three of my dogs the Farmer's Dog for almost a year now, and they go bonkers for this stuff. They literally have drool coming down their mouths at breakfast and dinner time. And they just have a ton of energy. They have great breath. I think their coats, you can really see it in their coats. They're really shiny. And it's just peace of mind knowing that you're giving your dogs really good quality food. It's smart, healthy pet food you can feel good about feeding your pups. It's the best option for dogs of all life stages because it's not kibble, it's not canned goo, it's just real healthy food. I also love so much that it's just delivered to your door. I'm a huge fan of anything that's delivered because, again, it's just one less thing you have to worry about. And with 3 dogs, we go through a lot of dog food. So the fact that it's just delivered always on time saves me a trip to the store. And you guys, you can get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/honest. Plus, you get free shipping. Just go to thefarmersdog.com/honest to get 50% off. That's thefarmersdog.com/honest. All right, let's talk about something that we all need to survive, which is water, particularly smart water. Guys, I can't say enough good stuff about smart water. Obviously, it looks great, right? The bottle is awesome. It's easy to throw in your hand, your purse. It fits in every car cup holder, which is great. I also love that I know I can always count on finding it, whether you're on a road trip this summer, if you're flying, which I do a lot of. I know I can always find it at every airport, every gas station, obviously the grocery store. I can always count on it. It has become my favorite accessory only because I always have a water bottle with me. I'm always carrying one with me no matter where I go because I just love to stay hydrated throughout the day. In a world filled with overthinking, they're providing a refreshing change of pace, a moment of clarity with a simple choice of hydrating with smart water. When it comes to living my life, there's a lot to overthink. Right now, I'm knee deep in moving stress and all that good stuff. But at least I don't have to overthink my water. Smart water has that pure, crisp taste that we all know and love and is super hydrating. It's vapor distilled through a process inspired by the clouds. And Smart Water has added electrolytes for a really good taste. Life's full of choices. Smart Water is a simple one. Visit drinksmartwater.com to learn more. Again, that's drinksmartwater.com to learn more. Think about my kids' ages, and I have 6th, 5th, and 3rd grade. And yeah, on one hand, does that sound young-ish still? Yes. But, I only have Camden for 6 more years in the house. When I pieced that together this year, I was like, whoa, that makes me really sad. Jackson's right behind him. And then Sailor, Sailor's about to turn 9. I have 9 more years with kids in the house. That's actually not that much. If you think about it, it's really not. I'll be 38 here in a few months. And so, I'm going to be in my mid-40s when I'm an empty nester. I have a whole life ahead of me after that. And so I just sort of look at it like that. All I care about right now is being at every sporting event my kids have and just being here, just always being here. I'm making dinner every night for my kids. And my kids are also at the age too, especially my boys, where they want to hang out with their friends all the time. That is very true. And I also think in a lot of ways, I have Camden for, 6 more years. Yes, but also he is already now friends. And so I know that my time is sort of just limited with my kids all around. And that's why I just want to make the most of it. I really do. And traveling and friends and dating will come. It's just not a priority. I don't know if I've said this on the podcast or not. Maybe I have. I only really want to work for 3-ish more years. And listen, every time I say, I'll never do that again, I'll never do reality TV again, I'll never do this, I always end up eating my words. However, I really think that. And listen, on one hand, it's well, what would I do? And that's a good question, because what would I do? I do think when my kids are out of the house, I want to just travel. I love traveling. I will do a lot of traveling. That also, you can only do so much traveling though too. And I am someone who needs stuff to do. I do not do well with idle time. I hate being bored. I hate just sitting around and watching TV. That's never been for me. So I need something to do. But the hustle, and my hustle today is very different than it was in my, let's say, early 20s. Very different. But, I still work a lot. And so I don't know what I would do. I guess even if I quote unquote retired in 3 years, I would still have Uncommon James, and that does still take up time. Not the same level that it used to. I no longer go into the office every day, which is really nice. My team at Uncommon James is fucking amazing. I really am just in the creative space. I design all of the jewelry still, and I really develop a lot of the skincare, and we have a lot of new skincare products coming out, and we're still developing more. And but other than that, a couple photo shoots and stuff like that. But other than that, it doesn't take up a lot of my time. I get on calls every Tuesday with my team, so I know what's going on. They fill me in. But like I said, I used to go to the office every single day, and I don't do that anymore, which has been awesome. So I'll still have that, but that is, or, maybe in 3 years, I'll just start getting way more involved with Uncommon James again. I don't know. Part of me does kind of miss it, but then the other part is I just, I don't have time. I've loved doing the podcast. This has been really great for me. And I think too, just on a personal level of being able to connect directly with my fans, is a really unique, special thing, especially because most of my public life has been controlled. And so for me to even be able to come on here and be the one to tell you guys about my breakup with Mark rather than the weeklies writing about it, and them putting their own spin on it, and then everyone else, coming up with their own reasoning, which, by the way, people will still do. People will still do. And I'm going to make a really conscious effort not to read any comments or DMs because I know that it's just going to piss me off, because it doesn't matter what I say. People will still come up with their own opinion about it. And it just, comments I think are bad for anybody, good or bad, because it's just not normal. Even good comments are not normal. That's not good for someone to be told how much people love them all the time. And it's also not normal for people to tear you down all the time. And so I have found that not reading comments has been one of the best things I've ever decided to do. And I've done that for years. Although in the last couple months, I have found myself reading comments again. And I'm like, why am I doing this? This is trash. And it just puts me in a bad mood, because the only thing that I really hate is when people are so wrong about something, but they think they're so right. And I'm like, oh my God, you have no idea what you're talking about. And especially with podcast clips, because you take one little clip and it's never the full conversation or never the full thought. And so people who don't actually listen to the podcast and only see the clips, it's taken out of context. So that kind of drives me crazy too. So that's why I just have to stop reading everything, which I'm going to with this breakup. But I'm happy that I'm able to be the one to tell you guys about it. Because truly, there is not one negative, bad thing anyone can say at all. And so I'm just happy that that's what will be out there. And then whatever comes of it, comes of it. But truly, I mean, if Mark were 45 and had 2 of his own kids, he would be perfect. He would be perfect. And I mean that. He is such a good guy. But to me, it just means I'm one step closer to ultimately finding the one. Because he's so close to what I want, I know that the work I've done in the last 4.5 years has worked. It's paid off because I was able to attract such a great guy. I just think timing is off. And not even just for him with his age. I think timing for me too. I really do. And I didn't think that was the case, but now kind of looking back on it and realizing where I'm at in my life, timing is off because, like I said, my life right now it's just full. I don't have a lot of spare time. And the time that I do have, I don't necessarily want it going to a man right now. And that's just where I'm at. So timing just isn't right. So anyways, that's that. These solo episodes will not all be emotional. I promise you that. This is just a season of life. And I can't wait to get into the podcast studio. You guys have also a lot of DMs about getting a house tour. It is so not in a place right now for anything. This is sort of like all I can show you guys. There's just boxes everywhere still. But eventually, I would maybe show you guys a little bit. Eventually, I'll show you guys a little bit. And I am going to do a little bit of work to the house. I'm actually going to add on to the master bathroom and the closet, which I'm hoping to start like ASAP. So I didn't unpack my closet because I'm completely redoing the closet. The bathroom, at least, the only thing I'm doing in the bathroom is knocking out the back wall and then putting a bathtub in. I'm not actually messing with anything else in the bathroom, so I was able to unpack all my stuff and get situated in the bathroom, which is great. But my closet, so when you move, they have those wardrobe boxes. What I did was I cut off the front part so that there's not like a flap hanging every time you walk by it. And I have lined these wardrobe boxes up along my entire bedroom. And then there's some in the closet too, which I'll eventually have to move out when we start doing the construction. But this is going to be my life for probably, I'm just going to say 4 months. I really hope it's less than that. But I'm going to be living in boxes for a minute. So when everything is done, I'm putting a pool in, I'm building a pool house, I'm like doing some stuff. When everything is done, I'll give you guys a little tour, but it's not in a place yet. I'm also waiting on furniture. I ordered new bar stools for this right here. I got a whole new living room set right here. And so eventually I'll show you guys, or maybe I'll do a cool photo shoot with a magazine or something, because this house is very beautiful and I'm excited for everyone to see it. So one day. But okay, so there you go. A little more house drama for you. couple more tears. I feel like this is just sort of an extension of my last solo. And that's that. Another little life update for you. As always, I appreciate you guys listening. And I will not be reading any comments for a long time. So don't even bother DMing me. All right. You guys take care. I'll see you soon.